Welcome back. In this video, we're going to look at char or characters. So sometimes you don't need entire words or sentences. You just need one character, for example, right? And if you need that, then the char type is the way to go. So you can see here, this is the data type called char. It really just can store one character, not more than that. And in order to define that you are using a char, you just use the single quotes. Okay, so instead of using the double quotations that we're going to use in strings, which we will look at in the next video, we are going to use single quotes for chars. So there are special characters inside of inside of Kotlin, which are these, but we're going to look at those later on. I believe it's not the time for it now. So let's go ahead and write a character. And you can also use the Unicode escape sequence to write a character. If you don't have that on your keyboard and you want to still use it, then you can do that. And we can look at that in a second as well. But for now, let's just print out what we have with very simple characters, okay? So let me get rid of my code from earlier. So I will create a new val, and let me call this my character, my char, and I'm going to use single quotations and a letter. So that's it. So I cannot store more than that. So if I use a D in it, for example, that doesn't work already. So it really can just be one Unicode character. And Unicode means like all kinds of characters. It can also be a smiley or stuff like that, right? If that is inside of the Unicode that you are going to use. So if I want to print that out, I'm going to use my char, and let me just run this and let's see what we're going to get. And we should just get A. So you see, we just get A because that's what the character is. So I can have a Unicode in there. So let's look at the Unicode options we have. So now if you go ahead and search for Unicode table in Google, you will find this list of Unicode characters, and there are 149,874 characters inside of the Unicode version 15.1. So this initially started with a lot less numbers. So there were, or like characters, a lot less, but you have to consider every single Chinese character, for example, has to be somehow stored in there. Every single Arabic character, every single Cyrillic character, our Latin characters as well. Everything has to be in there. And there is a Unicode for the letters here. All right, so let's say you want to have a special character, and I'm not going to use the numbers here. Instead, I'm going to use like a special character that is inside of this ASCII table. And I go down a little bit, let's say something that I wouldn't have on my keyboard by default, I'd say. And that is probably like any of those signs here. So pi, I don't believe I have this or like pilcrow. It's not even pi, it's the pilcrow sign or the micro sign or anything like that. Let's say the copyright sign. Okay, I don't have the copyright sign here, but if I want to use it, I can use this U00AE. All right, so let's take this and let's go back to our program and use \U and then 00AE. So that's how we can use the number or the value in here, and you see we get this copyright. So whenever you need a special character and you don't have it on a keyboard, you can use the Unicode for it. Okay, so that was just a quick introduction to how to use characters, and what's really important is just one character that you can store. You cannot store more, and this \/ is an escape character. So you can also use the \/ by itself. That would just be a \, but then you have to use the \/\. So now it's going to, this one will be the escape character. So it's a very special character inside of programming languages. And then if you want to actually display the \, you have to do it like so. So this should now display the \. You see, just one, because the first one is an escape precursor, so to speak. So it just says, okay, I'm ready to do something special with this \. So we can see that here. So this /t creates a tab, for example, or /back will create a backspace. So these are things that you can specifically define, but we're going to use escape characters more later on. I just wanted to quickly show you. All right, so see you in the next video.